Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Starladder I-League Star Series Season 3. We are going into what will be our first match of today, and it is going to be LDLC versus Team Spirit. Now we are going into the knife round. Joining me is just Harry. Take it away, Harry.
Yeah, dude, like you say, no, pleasure to be here. It is going to be Team LDLC versus Team Spirit. Now, if I know you, Tom, I'm going to say that you've got the map vetoes up right now, and we can have a little look at them. And if you didn't, well, now you do. First map is going to be Nuke, which I think is a very interesting one. Definitely something that we could elect to speak about a little bit because it's a very odd choice. Then we've also got Cobblestone as the pick of LDLC and Overpass to be our deciding map. Now, Nuke is an interesting one to me, at least, Tom, simply because it was picked by Team Spirit. They haven't ever really done too incredibly well on Nuke. But I mean, neither have LDLC. So to me, this is looking like Team Spirit have tried to pick a map that they know LDLC aren't that great on, as opposed to one that they feel like they're confident with. And I'm not sure if that's what you're getting from it, but I mean, that's just the way I'm looking at it.
I think the other thing you have to take into account is we spoke about this yesterday when talking about pocket picks. The one thing that they really had was Dust 2. So losing that, they did have to move somewhere. Now, did I expect that to be Nuke? No, not necessarily. Do I think it's a good thing that it may be Nuke? Yes. Having Nuke as a pocket pick is absolutely amazing because so many teams just really struggle to play it. So if they have just got this one in the mix, I think that'll be absolutely wonderful for their team and really going to be looking forward to see what they have to offer on this map. We have an aggressive push at the moment coming down ramp. It will be actually Maniac going to be getting the first couple of kills. Existence Trap in the corner. We'll be able to do a little bit of damage. Not going to be too much just yet. Maniac looking for a little bit more. Hasn't managed to find anything as of yet, and the rotation is going to go back from Team Spirit.
Yeah, they managed to get ramp control, but it's going to be Alex on the flank to find out first. The refrag does come through from Sotfik. At least going to put it back into a 3-on-3. They did have control around, but they have since been forced on back, and it has now been handed back over to LDLC, who've been very, very quick to post Maniac up towards, kind of over towards Hell. Watching ramp, he can also rotate up to watch outside. Twano. It's going to be over in mini as well. He can easily peek on out. He's got Maniac who can potentially trade for him, and the Misto down over towards B. All in all, a nice bit of composure being shown right now from LDLC. They've done a great job at just resetting back in a position such that they can still control all the major avenues of the map. Team Spirit, they sneak down secret. They've been stealthy the whole way, so they shouldn't know they're coming. Misto's going to have a lot on his plate to try and deal with here as they push on in. He finds himself alone in a 1v3 down towards that B site.
Even going to think of them coming from behind. They've been so sure that they're coming in the other direction after taking ramp control very early on that they just didn't see that coming whatsoever. Nice shot from Twanu though coming back in. Will be able to get one. Doesn't quite connect the shots onto Sotfik, but knows exactly where he is. And, well, Sotfik actually going for the aggressive peaks, but this is all just a bait play. Coldie from behind manages to get one. Now Twanu, isolated in the vent, is just going to fall down onto the bomb. And, well, Coldie, lovely rotational play, picks up his third kill of the round.
Yeah, I mean, the play in through vents to catch that one player off guard was very, very nice. Bait and switch almost. No, sorry, not really bait and switch, but, a nice bit of distraction coming out from Sotfik, who was extremely low, taking those aggressive peaks, and it allowed Coldie to go ahead and push up aggressively on the flank. And that is going to allow him to pick up that pistol round. As a result, they'll be forced buying on down over on the CT side. LDLC opting to go for just Eagles across the board, and Twano towards outside. Can't quite connect those shots. Has to fall on back. It is going to relinquish control of outside for the most part. Over towards the T7. He's not going to allow it just yet. Finds that 1D out in a Demon. No trade frag in sight. And now there's 3 players rotated around and can watch this bomb. Have to potentially trade for Twano if need be. With Alex and Misto here. Avkos looking like he wants to go for a peek. It's going to realize how many players there are. Gets tagged down extremely low. And these Deagles just chiming in some serious damage downrange. And it is going to force Team Spirit from outside. The hand cannon there going to be beating out these SMGs and rifles at long range.
And actually they're doing a lot of damage as well. Obviously Alex down to just 1 HP. Not going to be helping too much. But obviously with that Deeg, he may be able to do a little bit of damage. Davkost on 2 HP himself. And Sotfik getting tagged. Another player low. Mistu going to get one. leaving this a little bit closer than it probably should be, but Coldie's the one with the AK. He's the person they really need to get rid of, because he's just going to be doing that long-range damage. Sotfik as well has managed to get the bomb down over towards the B site, and now Coldie's just going to be looking to try and hold this down from behind. Now, Alex is 1 HP. He's going to transfer. Doesn't actually manage to connect, but luckily he's got Sotfik there, and those two players will be able to clean things up. Coldie getting 4 to save this round, but that is pretty much why you have that security AK. You have that one player with the rifle to make sure if everything goes wrong, okay, at least there's somebody who can save the day.
Yeah, I mean, having on someone as reliable as Coldie is normally a good shout as well. You know, I mean, him and Sotfik there played that incredibly well. Sotfik was one deagle shot away from death, so they just opted to go for the crossfire, find those frags, and they were in great positions to trade if anyone did go down. So there was never really a chance of that one slipping through the net. It would have taken some very nice shots from LDLC that ultimately just didn't present themselves. Now, Davkos going to be pushing up towards that side. Did sneak up at first. Now going to be taking these more aggressive peaks in existence. He finds some good damage downrange. Sotfik going to be tagged down on me at 19 HP. Coldie is just on fire right now, farming up these frags in the early stages, padding them stats. He's 8-0 right now. Sotfik, the only other player with frags on the board for Team Spirit. Coldie looking to be firing on all cylinders, at least on the anti go around, and now this one as well. Doesn't like to be focusing towards outside once more, but something that has been ever present is this idea that they can rotate swiftly between either one of these sites by having their positional control. They do play over towards Heaven, does allow him to split in towards his A site, and that's going to be Alex falling now. He was the last player left alive over towards A, leaving it all on Misto, who is outside. He does manage to isolate and engage with Sotfik. Sotfik's going to be low HP, but then Davkos there to try and trade things out. Doesn't want to let him get this frag on his teammate if he can. He's going to go for the knife. Oh, Davkos, there we go, you cheeky devil. Picks that one up. And that's going to be Team Spirit 3-0.
The awkward moment when Tom forgets to appear offline. Shut up, stream. You didn't see any of that. It's all fine. It is going to be the third round, so conversions have come in for Team Spirit. But now we get to see the AWPs, the battle that I'm actually quite excited for. We've seen both these players do very well yesterday. Davkos is still going to have that little place in my heart, so I'm hoping that he'll be able to hit his shots today. Wasn't quite good enough versus Space Soldiers, but that's the start he needs. Gets the first pick, very aggressive at the moment from the CT side, trying to take control. Mr. Gonna go down as well to Sotfik. Oh no, Existence trying to play the trigger control, trying to hide in the corner, but unfortunately, well, he's not going to be able to achieve anything. The 3-man aggression has failed miserably, and Team Spirit now have a 3-man advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very ballsy idea. I liked what they were trying to do, but ultimately it has led to their demise. Only Twano left, who I'm a huge fan of. But, I mean, like you say, Davkos yesterday was not hitting his shots. He was playing incredibly badly. And now today, this is the resurgence of the man, the myth, the legend, the Davkos. As those shots he landed towards, those shots he landed towards that side were honestly insane. And I do feel like him and Coldie being someone else who definitely kind of stepped up on the roster, doing some serious work. Oh, but Twano not ready to go up the AWP just yet. Never mind. Hang on. Another star is fast emerging. Even going to try and Molotov him back, and Kabakan on that flank does keep Twano posted down in that one area. He's got to watch out as Kabakan sneaking up the whole way in from behind. Hasn't taken a single step yet. And there we go. It's nice and easy. He's going to go down. Kabakan does find that. And that's going to be another AWP out of the hands of Team LDLC. And that will now be another eco round, allowing Team Spirit to potentially extend their lead to a 5-0, which is incredibly good T-side start.
Yeah, not the best way for that round to go. I do like the idea. We see a lot of teams recently taking aggression towards outside. Valde was someone who went a little bit overboard when we saw him playing on nuke fairly recently. A lot of outside control attempted to be taken by him, and very hit and miss. Now, they actually go as a team. I think Existence was the only one there who actually got a little bit unlucky. He tried to play it smart, just hide in the back corner, and then Davkos just spins around and, well, deletes him from the map. In this situation, however, they're just going to be back to pistols. Now, of course, damage is still going to be valuable. We saw that they did reasonably well in the last pistol round. Didn't actually manage to win it. I think losing a 2 versus 3 or 2 versus 4. You can see what they can do in this situation. Existence already getting tagged very, very low. We're just going to have to wait to see if they can actually get anything in these crossfires. Alex looking to go aggressive. He was actually very good yesterday in the match versus QB, but I feel like this is a different beast. Nice shot from Twanu, though. He's going to start things off onto Coldie.
Already just some damage being done from these pistols. No trade frag in sight just yet to come out from Team Spirit to equalize this back into a 4-4. But they got plenty of time to play around with, and there it is. Alex going to present them with that one. He goes down. It's going to equalize things back out into this 4-on-4. Now Team Spirit just looking to try and reset things, meet back up towards outside, reconvene, regroup, and try to cause some problems right now. Now Selfix already pushed down over towards Secret. The rest of the team going to be slowly falling in behind. Davkos going to find another round of Misto. Looking for a second frag if it presents itself. He does spot one of those players running back, but instead, now going to be opting to rejoin the rest of his team. Maniac already in the vents here. Could prove to be a bit of a threat to these guys if they try and push on through. Instead, they're going to wrap around. And well, Twano now alone on the site. Does have a bit of a crossfire setup with Existence, but it's going to be an easy shutdown for Sofvic. Davkos making his way towards control, finds himself his second frag, and there we go. Kabak gets the last. It will be Team Spirit arriving at that 5-0 scoreline. They keep 3 players alive as well. And now LDLC can buy down once more. And we will be seeing Twano on the AWP, crucially, to try and counteract Davkos.
Yeah, and I think that needs to be done. He has, well, at least in the buy round, he was the most impactful player. In that one, well, it was sort of pistols, so can't really take too much out of it. 5-0 though already, and on the T side, yes, this is including the pistol rounds, but this is a very good start for Team Spirit. Looking good on their T side, and, well, early aggression is going to be coming in towards Maniac. He's going to look to try and, well, cancel out some of the players at least, but doesn't manage anything. Existence tries to rotate back in to even up the scoreline at least, but full ramp control already taken from Team Spirit. And what I liked about previously, at least in the sort of pistol round scenario, they were very willing to fall back. They didn't just hold on to this position and say, do you know what, we're just going to sit here, we're going to run around with it, and it's not going to be helped by the fact that it's just got a little bit worse as Davkos has found a player. I think that was actually through Vent.
Yeah, it was. That was Twano going down. That's going to be the AWP once again taken out of their hands. Now Misto's able to get the refrag. A little bit of revenge for his similar sounding brother-in-arms going down, but then is quick to fall at the hands of Colby. Going to be put back into a... Oh, saying that Alex actually threw the smoke. Does deny that plant. Now Davkos has gone down. Existence will fall, however, towards defense, leaving it all on Alex, who's crab walking out in the middle of the site. He's going to fall as a result, and that's going to be Team Spirit now 6-0. And this pick, I mean, you know, trying to counter the Team LDLC by just, you know, picking a map that you know they're not that strong on, especially when they're a team that does revolve heavily around Existence. And, you know, his calls, picking one that you know that they're kind of weaker on tactically and they're having to rely on their aim is something, you know, that will benefit Team Spirit extremely well, especially with Davkos landing his shots. I mean, nuke is one that can really be made or lost with outside control, and having an AWPer who is, for the most part, landing at almost every single shot he takes, or at least that's what it feels like right now, it is definitely just going to bode extremely well for Team Spirit over on the T side.
Yeah, I do have to admit, though, there's been a lot of sort of speculation with Existence, at least in the last few years, just because I think back in the day he was always a very skillful player as well, one of the best players and an incredible in-game leader, whereas nowadays it's more the in-game leading is what he's known for, and even that sometimes comes into question a little bit with some of the things we see. I think a lot of their rotations are smart. At least yesterday we saw some very good stuff from them, but I think they also hugged a lot of those games, so whether or not that can actually work out, we will have to wait and see. So wait, they are back to pistols once again. UMP onto Alex, obviously the meta buy. Going to try and do as much damage as he can, make himself a little bit of money. Looks like Tonu will have enough as well to get that AWP in play in the next round. But for now, just going to see what they can do. And already Existence, there we go. Maybe the talent is still there. Going to hit himself that 1D as the cross attempts to come in. Davkos about to re-peek. He will find one, but there's a second player ready and waiting. But same position as last time, actually, for Twanu. And that will be Coldy ripping his head clean off.
And Alex once again wants to try and go aggressive, as does Maniac, and at this point it's the aggression that's punishing them a little bit over here on the CT side. Alex will be tanked back. Should be thankful that Kabakan gave him the opportunity to survive that. That was really a shot that, you know, he should have landed watching that angle. So now Alex does fall on back, counting his blessings in towards the A site, rejoining Misto over towards A, and it looks like Team Spirit once again to be wrapping down in through Secret over towards B. They do leave Davkos right now just to watch this angle, see if anyone goes aggressive. They're not going to opt to do that. Instead, a lot of responsibility placed on Maniac to try and hold this B site. Pushing up towards control. That's going to leaving a fairly good position to try and find a couple of frags, but really he just has to buy time for the rotate. There is only 20 seconds left, so any frag he can get is going to be paying dividends right now for the side of LDLC. Smoke's going to go down. Dima tries to plant in it now. He can deny the plant. He jumps down, but Davkos says no. Shuts down Maniac. That's going to be a 2-on-4. Misto's rotated on round. Going to take a few shots into the spine, but is quick to pivot round and does deal with Kabakin at least. 2-on-3. They're going to eliminate at least one or two of these players in this round, but there's Dima to find Alex, leaving it all on Misto, who wants to go for the repeat. Peeks out wide, but Dima is going to be coming up trumps in that engagement. 7-0 right now for Team Spirit on their T side, and they're making it almost like easy, Tom.
Yeah, this is starting to call into question whether or not Team Spirit are just incredible on this T side, or whether LDLC are just not very good at nuke. Because they haven't really got anything done so far. The buy rounds haven't been particularly close either. Like, you go along the last few rounds, I think every single time, well, every single round except for, say, the second round and first round, they actually have more than 3 people surviving, which is very, very scary. Dima almost starting things off with a bang. A lot of damage done to Misu, but it will be quickly traded back in equal parts as Cody loses a little bit of HP as well.
No, but there's Davkos to find himself another one. Now into Alex. Misto's going to take a while to register that little head creeping across his screen, but he does eventually going to equalize things back out on 4-on-4 for the time being. Team Spirit, they are going to be slowing things down just a little bit. They know they have to take things a little bit more carefully now as things do get equalized on up. There is only, however, one player over here towards 8. And they're looking to try and peek on out. Now, this site is going to be relatively uncontested existence. He goes down from a nice shot there from Dima. And now suddenly the man advantage can be going once again in favor of Team Spirit. Misto's down over towards B. He's already tagged down low. He does spot out Davkos by the vents. And Molotov's quickly going to force him out as things get very hot for him. And he's going to go down. Maniac and Tuano just going to have to save.
Oh, they're not even going to get the chance by the looks of it. Cody is on the hunt. One who will get one. Davkos is already just going for this. You can see how much money they've got at the moment over on that T side, and well, they're looking incredible. This is going to be an 8th round. There's nothing that Tuano can do to stop that. Doesn't have a kit anyway, even if he wanted to. And oh, we are just going to see this push coming in towards the man himself, just hiding at the back. He's got his AWP homed on their position. Nay's going to be thrown in. They can catch him. That would be absolutely wonderful. And they're going to go together, but they may line up. AWP will catch one. He's going to try and fall back. May just about hold on to his weapon. That's at least something. Dima will drop one. Had 16k in the bank, so no problem for him. And, well, this T-side can't be going much better than this. I don't think anybody can argue with that.
I mean, I feel really bad for Tuano. He's always been the player playing the kind of where they end up not hitting. And he's the one who's been having, the best time of things trying to get these frags. And it's like he's trying to make his way back into it, but he's constantly having to retake, being, 2 or 3 men down. And once again, it looks to be potentially the same sort of situation here. Only Sophic towards that side. Everyone else going to be grabbing ramp control now. Existence and Tuano might be able to deal with Sophic at least. That is the man advantage going their way, but they've given up such an important part of the map to this side of Team Spirit. From here, I mean, you can exercise a lot of control towards outside still. You can try to wrap down towards B. It's very easy to, get to key areas that LDLC have to now try and hold on to from ramp. Most notably, of course, is going to be kind of hell and heaven. And it does mean that now constantly LDLC are going to have to find themselves watching their backs and just hoping that they don't get taken down as a result. You can already see they've rotated Maniac over towards B. Now, he's stuck here for the time being as well. It basically means that a lot of these sites are going to be substantially weaker just as a result of having this presence over towards ramp. You can see now Team Spirit rotating a player back over towards A with the bomb in tow, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's where they end up going, just because they know they've got Maniac down on B. The odds are they're going to rotate another player down to deal with him. Now, someone's going to be watching hell for the guy up in heaven. Their attention isn't going to be focused primarily on A, and that is exactly what we're seeing. It's really only Alex here with the heaven player Existence having to kind of dual watch outside and peek in over towards A. So the A split going to be coming on in now. Demon does find that burst. He's able to get 2 more, so suddenly he's turned things around. He's able to get 3 before being traded on out. They jump down over towards B, but Misto shuts it down. Bob's going to get dropped over events. It is all on Kabakin. 1 versus 3.
Yeah, there's nothing he can hope to achieve in this sort of round. Saving, I guess, is a sort of decision to be made at this point in time. Just keep his AK. He's going to have plenty of money to buy nades and whatever else he could possibly desire. At least that's finally a round on the board. Now, if Team LDLC get this back to 7, maybe they can find something. Obviously, these sort of Russian teams, these CIS teams, are renowned for their T sides. But to not be able to get another 8 rounds on the CT side, I think that would be ludicrous. And the fact is, they can quite easily just break them back right here, right now, and take this 14-1.
Well, yeah, I mean, the economy of LDLC, you're just going to be 1 round win away from a reset. So, and looking at this, Team Spirit, they're going to go quick and aggressive. Even though they're fully bought up, that nade's going to do a good bit of damage. But to find 2, looking for a 3rd. It's actually Alex to pick that one up. But the trade should come through soon enough. Coldy hungry for it, but Alex doing a great job of playing the rafters. Isn't going to go down just yet. Finds himself a 2nd as well. And it is all on Davkos, so their hopes of resetting the LDLC economy are going to be out of the window into this round, unless Davkos can do something truly insane. And I mean, you can't count him out just yet. He's looking like he still wants to try and go for this. Well, flash on out. That's going to keep their attention over towards Squeaky for the time being as he doubles back around over towards Hut.
Maniac honed on his position, but nothing he can do about that. Quick shot. Obviously, damage still going to be very beneficial to Team Spirit, but not going to happen. Twanu will finish things off. They get a 2nd in a row as well. Most importantly, keep their economy going, and we'll be able to continue to buy back into this one. Of course, the T's not going to have any struggles just yet. The next round is where they may actually have a bit of a problem buying back in, and that could give LDLC the chance to get back into this game. But of course, if they win this round and break straight back, LDLC are still going to be down the toilet.
Yeah, the real issue here, LDLC, they need to get pretty much every round, I would say. You know, already Team Spirit have what I would consider to be an insane scoreline. 8 rounds is on the T side a phenomenal feat that, you know, even if you are one of these teams that's better on the T side usually on most standard maps, you should still be fairly proud of. It's nuke. It is, you know, one of the more CT-sided maps in the game, so they're going to be in a very good state. But speaking of a good state of mind, you got Misto over here towards C-Crew. If he peeks on out, might want to get Coldy, potentially Sopic as well. They're not in the best position to trade. Spots out one good pop flash, going to allow him to get that first frag. Now he falls on back, grabs that man advantage, and now going to be heading over towards B very, very quickly, not allowing them to make their way down Secret to trade out as well. You got Twano watching it with the AWP, watching that cross. Coldy over towards Rafters, looking to try and peek out to find himself some sort of entry. Isn't going to have much success, and unless we see Existence overextend himself a little bit here, in which case he could go down as he peeks out. He will get fully flashed. He hears Coldy up on the rafters, though, so he shouldn't fall prey to this. Alex can get naded down over towards 8. Meanwhile, now, Existence does fall in the hands of Coldy, but it's Twano, Misto, and Maniac to find the next 3. In the blink of an eye, it's all on Dima. The outside control going to be just completely torn to shreds. Now Dima over towards ramp.
We'll bait out the shot. See, they can get this AWP, but Dima looking like he's starting to panic a little bit. Maniac will just be there as bait as Twanu's able to finish off another round, and it does look like they've finally woken up, got themselves to a position where they can string a few rounds together. The T's are actually still going to have enough to invest, and AWP will even be dropped for Davcost in exchange for the trusty UMP. Well, finally, they may be able to reset this Team Spirit side. It is getting towards the latter stages of the half, so it could even be more valuable in getting them towards that trusty 7 marker. But even still, it has not been a good half. Just the slow start that has come out from the French organization is going to be troubling. And, well, there you go. Davcost going to start things off. Maniac will be able to trade one back. Quickly falling away as well. Never like the players who just stick around on that sort of ramp position and lose their lives. He's going to fall back to the B site, have a much better angle, and just be able to hold using that silenced M4.
Yeah, Team Spirit can be rotating back away from ramp. Now, we've seen them do this time and time again. They try to force the issue there early on. If that doesn't work out, and sometimes even if it does, they then fall back, try to take this A site, and it is something that's worked out for them a fair bit in the past. The only thing this time is that Alex and Existence are going to be both for here. They have a nice crossfire. Alex is going to get one in retrain. Going to be able to get a second as well. Then Solpic tagged out extremely low. Davcost able to find Misto on that fast flank from behind. Leaving it all on Maniac in the blink of an eye. 1v2. Now, both these players are tagged relatively low. If he can pick up this first frag on a Davcost, but if he slow peaks, he's dead. And there we go. Well, he didn't know. Bless him. Walking into the finely attuned crosshairs of Davcost, and he will be picking that up. 9-3 as Team Spirit. They crushed the 3-round consecutive win streak that LDLC were on to pick up their 9th. And they're looking at poised as well to perhaps continue this on to a 10th. Now, LDLC will be force buying down what they can, but ultimately they don't have much to play around with here.
Yeah, this is the problem. Even with the rounds that they've won 3 in a row, it's not going to be a particularly good buy. We are going to see them go back to their sort of aggressive ways. Twanu trying to find a peak. He doesn't even have any armor behind the AWP that he has. There's still a couple of players with pistols as well. High potential, actually, for a sort of 12-3 half to come in now if they're unable to win this round. Of course, if they do win it, the T's are in a similar situation, and maybe we can at least get some sort of satisfaction from a 9-6, and with a pistol, you never know, maybe something is possible, but we are just going to be waiting and watching from now. Outside control has been completely forfeited. Will actually be the first kill coming in. Maniac not going to be able to... How does he not get that kill? Luckily, Misto's going to find it anyway. And they will be able to take the bad advantage, but I have no idea how Maniac doesn't get that. Walking straight into the face of his opponent, and look at Misto go. Just up close and personal, doing all of the damage existence, even trying to come in to support him. And we'll finish off one more player. And they have managed to work this round for now. They've just got to finish off something, and Alex will do just that.
Yeah, one thing though that does make me a little bit uncomfortable, Tom, is kind of the decisions that are being made are purely based, and the thing that really affects on LDLC winning are purely based on individual plays right now. We're not seeing a great kind of, all-encompassing team strategy coming out from existence, and that's where, he is kind of a very valuable asset to the teams that he's on. You don't really look to him for his fragging potential, as you said early on. So, the fact that then the call was just for Misto to go ahead and peek straight through. I mean, not really have too much time actually as he shuts down another, but Misto is going to be going fairly huge right now. They're holding down this A side. The call there for him to push through in towards radio and try to pick up those frags is just, showing that really that they are just relying on this playmaker to try and influence the flow of the game. And it has worked out once again as he picks up 2. Alex up again another. Gets himself a second as well. Coldy up again 2 in rapid succession though. Misto and Alex both go down. 1v3. Existence should be able to refrag that, and he does.
Yeah, and this is going to leave the T's in a situation, once again, where they don't really have too much money to play. I have to say, some of the plays they were trying to make in that round, they were just like almost hero plays. You would see Dima attempting to just run through a smoke with a pop flash through the squeaky door. The chance of that working is literally 1 in a million. I think there would have to be a ridiculous mistake from the CT side for them to fall for that one. And, well, it does actually get Kabakan down into the vent, but he's quickly removed as well, as Mistu does seem to be bringing a little bit more to the table at this moment in time. It will be some pistols. Quite a lot of utility, actually, in play as well for this T side, so we may see just a quick smoke setup over towards that A site, obviously using the windows. We do have to watch them smash all of the windows for about 30-40 seconds while they set themselves up. But it does mean that they can just set up onto the site, clear a lot of the angles, such as hut, the corner, smoke out into main as well. We'll see whether or not this actually pays off for them. The obvious problem is we've actually got to get down there, and Dima looks like he's a little bit late to the party trying to line up this smoke, so not really going to be involved with much of the strat by the looks of things. Look at Sophic, though.
Yeah, they're going to be flashing on in. Alex up close to find 1, looking for his second. The spray down coming on through. And, well, in the blink of an eye, that round was over. They only get 1 frag, and it was Kabakan. It will be a 9-6 scoreline secured in favor of Team Spirit. But still, I mean, bearing in mind this was 8-0, I feel like LDLC had a nice resurgence there. Things could have been much worse from them.
Yeah, it could have been much worse, but then again, you don't normally start off a game of nuke 8-0 down, so you kind of have to weigh it up, don't you? It's like, that was an awful, awful start from LDLC. From that point onwards, yeah, they only lost 1 round, they got 6. That wouldn't be too bad. If they can just remove the first half of the first half, then everything might look a little bit sweeter, and they could be playing in what would be a much more competitive game. Obviously, haven't really seen too much from the CT side of Spirit, but with Davkos on the AWP, obviously Coldy actually playing pretty well in this game. I don't really see it coming back, but to be fair, at this sort of level, slightly lower down, there can just be moments where teams aren't particularly good at their setups, and some great in-game leaders, which we have one on the T side at the moment, may be able to exploit some of those weaknesses.
Let's see then what the mastermind of LDLC does have on his plate for this first pistol round. Now on their T side, you can see 3 players aggressively down over towards ramp. Alex can't quite connect these shots and finally able to pick that one up. Just whiffing an uncomfortable amount there. 2 players over towards ramp with Davcost over at the hell kind of angle to assist his teammate over on ramp. Kabakan trying to hold this down. Isn't going to be able to find too much on this initial push. Finally, he's going to deal with Alex. Coley's going to fall elsewhere, and Davcost is all but left Kabaka, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't normally get these sorts of frags, but he is going to be able to get 3. Now, Maniac playing around the boxes. That was a very nice bit of angle play from him to sneak past these players and stay alive. He does find himself 1v2 as he rushes over towards A. He's desperately trying to dive down through those vents to go towards B to get that bomb down. Oh, he breaks the vents. Going to be baiting out this rotate, and he is trying to be clever about it. The issue is he might have just been too clever almost, as he does smash that vent, but they haven't heard the bomb go down, and they're not going to over-rotate as a result. Kabakan instead just waiting patiently over towards ramp, and Davcost up towards heaven. If you do check outside, the timing is going to go in Maniac's favor for the time being, but oh my god, look at this! The balls on these Frenchmen right now! Well, mostly Frenchmen, some Frenchmen.
Well, Maniac isn't, but...
yeah. Well, I mean,
Swiss
it's a
man.
French org.
Unfortunately, he sort of mind games himself a little bit there. Like, obviously could have got the bomb down on B. Probably would have helped them out economy-wise a little bit more, but I like the idea. Playing for the win. Gonna try and get them the round rather than just get them the bomb plant, and they're gonna force up anyway, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. He was a little bit unlucky that they didn't sort of keep teaming up. Like, a lot of players will do that in a situation on nuke where you just stay together so you make sure that you win the round, but it seemed like they were very, very confident that he didn't have too much HP, so they just decided to split up, and, well, he goes into heaven. That was just the demise of Maniac. 4 UMPs, 1 rifle, quite a lot of deagles in the server as well. We'll see whether or not that's going to be enough for LDLC to bring this round back.
Going aggressive towards outside now. Something will go down. That UMP is going to fall, but there is still a player over towards CT spawn in the form of Davcost with his UMP of his own to try and equalize this back out. They're going to try and force the issue on up, but Dima's there. He's able to set up the crossfire, and as a result, they also tag down Alex. He has to make his way in through mini. They're going to try and make something happen out towards A, and Coldy's actually opted to go aggressively up through Hut, and that is going to allow them at least a little bit of pressure out towards this A side. Now 2 players up and over towards Heaven should be able to trade this out. You can see Davcost 10 HP looking to try and peek out first just to bait out one of these players, get the info. He will find one, but that is going to be it as Davcost and Dima mop that up. 6-11 now. Team Spirit going to have the CT side start of dreams now. A little bit of damage is going to be done, but all in all, not that much. I mean, they lose, what, 2 UMPs. It's really the extent of their losses. Just going to be buying more SMGs now. You know, having 3 SMGs in play, it's not great. It's not great, but you know, hopefully they can farm up some money, make them worth it. That's the good thing about the MP9 is it does only take 2. Actually, with the MP9 and the UMP, I just remembered. How have I forgotten this? Tom, what's going on with me today?
Maybe just a little bit tired, you know. Tired and stressed. Obviously, we are all packing, but not the point. This round, at least. Solfic looking to try and clean things up. Alex actually going to fake plant the bomb and will get a kill. He's going to deny anybody pushing back in to deny the plant. So that will be, oh, big success in this round. Getting themselves a bomb plant. Alex doing that with a little bit of smart play. I always like that, just knowing that there would be somebody ready to deny the plant, so he makes sure that he gets that kill, waits, and that will be at least something for them going into the next round, and in fact may get them an AWP. He could probably drop one for Twanu if that is the play they want to make. He's actually decided to go straight for nades, so that's not going to be happening, and it is looking like we'll just have to go for flat rifles. If Twanu now buys an AWP, this will frustrate me. Okay. They are just going to go for a flat rifle play, which on the T side of nuke, I can definitely understand. There's plenty of positions where an AWP won't add too much value to your team, especially if you're going for an aggressive play. Going outside, I do question why they didn't actually get an AWP, but, you know, maybe Alex just bought a little bit too quickly and didn't really think about it, or they just decided they don't want it.
See, one thing that does interest me about an international team like this is just what language do they speak? I mean, we can ponder that in a sec. Something going to find existence towards outside. The trade does come back in, at least to equalize things back up, and as goes Sophic as well. So Alex going to be putting in some serious work with this AK. Dima has rotated around, though, in the meantime to try and capitalize on that, and he will do so. It's still going to be the man advantage in favor of LDLC, but they lose Alex, and outside control now a little bit more up in the air. You can see that Coldy's able to make his way down through vents, and Dima's in danger of being caught off guard, but instead he finds Misto. That's going to be the bomb dropped. Twano and Maniac having to try and come back into this. They only know where one of these guys are, and that's going to be Dima. Coldy still going to be in amongst the fog of war, as it were, as they are having a bit of trouble tracking him down. And this does give them the element of surprise a little bit here. I mean, Dima has since kind of fallen on back a little bit from that bomb. Doesn't have direct line of sight on it, but he can hear anyone going over towards it to pick it up. It's a good angle to play, seeing as he doesn't have Coldy to rely on for these trade frags. And the whole idea being, if they try to rotate in over towards A, he's either going to hear it or they're going to come at him and he'll be able to find these frags. And if they head on down towards B, then he can pincer on in with Coldy to reinforce. So
they've got to get their running shoes on. They've only
yeah,
got 15
they don't have a lot of time left.
And the problem is,
I mean, Dima's there. He heard the rotate. That's why his position was so good. Now Coldy's making his way up towards vents. There's only 10 seconds. They should be able to deny the plant. Molotov will force back Coldy. Bomb's going to start going down. Coldy able to find one, leaving it all on Twano. It peeks out wide. He's going to turn it back into a one-on-one now.
Oh, that was ridiculously close. 12 HP onto Dima, but he's done enough, and that's going to be heartbreaking for LDLC. 13-6. Things just don't get any better. The problem is just that bomb going down. The second that was dropped, the whole round just span into turmoil, and everything went wrong for them. Either way, it is going to be another round on the board for this CT side. Still not going to have a huge amount of cash behind their bank at the moment. Obviously, they will have enough to get a buy on the board, no problems. T's with the bomb plant and the loss bonus building up does mean that they are going to be buying back into this themselves. I think the scariest factor for me at this point in time is that the next map is actually going to be Cobble. And that's a map that Team Spirit are very happy to play as well. It's almost sort of like what we saw yesterday when we were surprised to see Cash. Oh, yeah. Cody.
Oh, no. Coldy going to get those very, very quick 2 frags. Dima as well, showing he's just as capable, and in the blink of an eye, it's all on existence. And I bet that's what he's contemplating right now, his own existence, as he's able to find that first frag out on a Dima, but he's still got 4 more left to find. Pop Flash going to come out. Luckily enough, they don't peek him. They just let him stumble around blind outside for a little bit. And Sophic says that's given him the gift of vision to at least try and make this fair as they peek on out. He's looking the wrong way. It doesn't even matter if his eyes are white from the pop of a flash, because right now he's trying to make his way over towards heaven. He's got so many angles to watch from up here. He's going to fall at the hands of Sophic. 6-14. Team Spirit 1 round away from match point.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams seem to try and throw in those fast rounds every once in a while, and I barely ever see them work. I think you do have to have the perfect flashbangs, the right setups, and just sheer knowledge of the positions of your opponents, because in that situation, they just go running in and don't kill either of the players in the crossfire, which should never happen. If they're a 1 above you, 1 just standing in the middle of the site, it should be a relatively easy kill. Again, early Molotovs are going to be set up just to slow down any aggression that can come out. And again, they're going to just go running straight into the site. Dima, same spot as last time, will get away with 2 kills. I think Coldy's doing almost nigh on the same as well, as he'll finish off 1 more. And I'm really confused as to how they don't check that again. Very basic position to hold. And ooh, are we going to see burning? Not quite. Either way, Team Spirit 15-6. Just a bit of a throwaway round coming in there from LDLC. But now they have to get themselves 9 in a row.
Do you think that's possible, Tom? Then we're going to see overtime. No? Okay, then. Let's find out. As
not going to sugarcoat it at all. No.
Why not, dude? The existence. Mastermind. You know?
Well,
anyway,
he's just rushed A twice. I'm not taking
exactly,
anything.
Dude.
Ooh, I like...
He's been adopting the MM strats. But we are going to be seeing LDLC now trying to grab control of outside. Alex pushing up them rafters. Sophic's going to fall back for the time being, and Davkos looking to try and rotate up through Secret. Does have the AWP in hand, and normally you don't see the AWP peek out in this position, but it's incredibly strong. Gets the first, falls on back. Him and Coldy have a good crossfire set up on these players when they try and crush it. Oh, there's Alex. He should have had that shot, but Davkos says no. He wants these frags all for himself. Existence going to go down as well, leaving it all on Maniac. 1v4. He does get one frag onto Gabakan. Two of these players. Oh, never mind. Dima is just gonna. The timing is comical. 16-6 in favor of Team Spirit, and we are going to be heading on to Cobblestone next in tonight's first best of three. Of course, there is another one coming up later on. Half 6, but it might start later depending on if this goes to 3 maps.
Half 7 CT. Yeah. Half 6 if you're in the UK, which some of you might be. I also haven't changed the casters thing, so it doesn't say Harry's name, which I apologize for, and I will get on that so right away. But
I'm Hugo.
Hey there, guys. What's going on?
I really hate this
Hugo Byron.
That's what he sounds like, right?
No.
Well,
just play a Henry G clip. That's pretty much dead on.
But yeah, we're going to be taking a very quick break. We're not switching over to DE Dust 1, as it would have suggested. Maybe one day, maybe that's going to be added back into the map pool and replace the Dust 2. Who knows? But a quick shout out to everyone in chat. Now, this is upsetting because the cast command doesn't work, and this is the only way you get the most interaction.
It should work. It should now.
Okay, sweet. Well, hello to Stan1564, Guiterv49, Tosopper 1, Dosso 2, Hydrax 3108. You guys love numbers today at the end of your names. What's going on?
There we go.
Oh, it works. Thank you, Tombiz13. Shout out to you, Stan1654. Everyone has numbers at the end. Why were there 1,654 other people with your name,
Do you want to read
Stan?
QWW, QW, QW, QW,